Hi, I'm Melinda, and welcome to my channel, Retired Now What? Today, I thought we would look at what I keep in my emergency suitcase in case I had to go to the hospital unexpectedly. I've been reading in a lot of the comments, and first of all, thank you so much for your comments. I have read every single one, and quite a few of you have asked me, what do I keep in my hospital bag that's packed and ready to go? So I thought I would show you. And again, this is Maisie, and this is Penny over here. I don't know if you can see her on the other chair, but I have to tell you, every time I bring out a suitcase, they will not leave my side. Before, with my bigger suitcase, if I had it on the floor, they would climb into the suitcase like, "You're not leaving me, Mom. We're going with you." So anyway, Maisie's having a particularly rough morning when she saw the suitcase. So I'm going to put her in this chair right here, and let's see if she'll be able to just hang out while we do this. Okay, the first thing I wanted to show you is the paperwork. It's really important that you have your paperwork with you and put it in your suitcase. This one is my current medication list, and there's other things on here as well. Notes that you could take and put down, any medical conditions, any medical devices that you may be having, like a CPAP, something along those lines. Also your allergies. It's really important that you have this information with you when you go to the hospital. Now what I've done is I've created 4 PDFs and I have listed them below. And so you're welcome to go ahead and print these and just keep those ready. So again, this one, super important that you have this with you. The other thing that I have, emergency contact information. It might just be helpful because I don't know about you, but if something unexpectedly happens and somebody says, "What's your zip code," etc., I can't remember to save my life. So this is just information for emergency contacts, family members, medical contacts, like who's your primary care, your preferred pharmacy, etc. And this one is also a free printable for you to take as well and print that out. The next one that I have is preparing your home before you leave. I think this is pretty important because I know we may be in a hurry or something along those lines, but it's just good information to remind you. Make sure you have your home prepared. Make sure the doors are locked. I like to put clean sheets on my bed if I have time. So that way when I get home, my bed is nice and fresh. Everything is clean and ready. I like to have everything that I might need when I get home. Now, the next video I'll be doing is how to prepare for your home when you get out of the hospital. So I'll show you those things in the next video. But in the meantime, here is another list for you. Again, it's free. It's a printable PDF. So please feel free to go ahead and take that as well. And then this one is my hospital emergency bag checklist. This is actually pretty important for me as I'm preparing to get ready to go. So I have that for you as well. Let's go ahead and get started packing our hospital bag. What I have here are the clothes that I'm going to take. Now you'll probably notice I have everything in a 2.5 gallon Ziploc bag. Why do I do this? Because I'm a little bit of a germaphobe. Maybe it's all the microbiology classes I've taken throughout my career. But years and years ago, when I started flying a lot more and we're going through TSA, I noticed the TSA agents all had on their gloves, which was great, but they would open up someone maybe ahead of me and I would see them looking through all their clothes. Some of them seem to be like their dirty clothes, and so they're sorting through those. And then they would go on to the next bag, and if for some reason they needed to look in my bag, they used those same gloves that they were using for all the other people they checked. So I thought, I'm putting everything in a Ziploc bag. And usually they don't need to take anything out of the Ziploc bag. They can just look through it. And so that's why you're going to see I have everything in my Ziploc bag. Okay, so the clothes. Let me just put little Maisie down. I think she might want down. Okay. So first bag, I have a robe and a nightgown. So I have that here. And then I also have some loose, comfortable clothes. After my kidney surgery, I really liked these. Loose fitting, and I could even go home in these because the last thing I wanted, something tight on my abdomen. I didn't have your typical kidney removal where they could do it via laparoscopy. I was cut from here to here. So anyway, these were great. So let's just pack these down and put them in my bag. The other thing I have here is other clothes. Of course, my favorite, I always pack a lavender scent bag with me. And I have extra socks and some underpants and an extra bra. And then I have some leggings and a loose t-shirt. And then I also packed some shorts because they were loose fitting. And under my hospital gown, sometimes I just like to have some shorts underneath that. That obviously is up to you. This is just what I have. So then I shrink that down and put this in my bag. The other thing I have is my toiletry bags. This is pretty important to me. Now, I've had this toiletry bag for years and years. It's vinyl on this side, which I love because after every trip, I would get some alcohol or some Clorox, something like that, and I was able to just clean and wipe everything down. The bottom, everything got wiped down. So here's what I have in mine. I have deodorant, lotion. I have my face wash in here. I also have a can of Lysol, even though hospitals try so hard to keep everything clean, and they really do a good job. I just like to take that little extra step. So I have my little thing of Lysol, and I would spray the remote. In the bathroom, I would spray the toilet handle, the sink area. That's just because it makes me feel better. The other thing is I have shampoo and conditioner in here. I have some eye drops because my eyes do get pretty dry. I have toothpaste. I have little containers for conditioner, for facial moisturizer, that type of thing. So that fits in here. The other thing I have in here is, it's called a pilly pouch. I don't know if you've heard of that, but I just have my medications in here and a file, some of these for my teeth as well. And I have a hair clip. Then I also have some little hair ties for my hair. And then I just got this at the pharmacy the other day, which I really like. I was out, so I needed to replace them. So I have some wipes, some cotton balls, and some Q-tips that I keep in here. My toothbrush is in here, along with some body wash. And this zipper, I'm sorry if you can hear Maisie whining. I'm so sorry. Anyway, I have floss, chapstick, lens wipes, and then I just keep, mostly because when I would travel, I keep a little pair of scissors in here. Maisie, here Maisie, come here sweetie. So this all zips up, nice and handy. I always have this packed and ready to go. There's also another zipper here. I don't have anything in there. And this fits into my 2.5 gallon Ziploc bag. Maisie, come here, sweetie. You gonna come and say hi? Yeah, here she is. And then this just fits in my Ziploc. Yeah. And I usually keep these things on the other side of the suitcase. I'm just gonna pick her up. She wants to say hi to everybody. Again, I'm sorry about that. There we go, Maisie. Yeah. The other thing I have, regular reading glasses, extra reading glasses in here. What else do we have, Maisie? A crossword book in case I get bored and want something to do. In here, I keep my snacks. I always like to carry snacks wherever I go. Can we get that open, Maze? And these are my favorite little snacks, Biscoff cookies. They help with nausea and they are just so satisfying. So I have a few of those in here as well. Do you like those too, sweetheart? And then this is my electronic bag I have. One of the things that happened to me when I went in for my kidney surgery, I forgot to pack a long cord for my phone. So I have a much longer cord. Here, let me put you right here. You stay right here by Mama. And then as you can see inside, I have everything packed in here, plus a power bank that is charged and ready to go. And that fits right in there. So we'll put everything back in this Ziploc bag. And that should be ready to go. Well, I'll put her down in a minute, but in the meantime, let me show you what else we have. Sometimes it's really bright and I need darkness, so I have an eye mask in here. And then I bought this shawl years ago, and it's just a shawl that goes around you and it's got some pockets. I absolutely love it, and it is so soft and soothing and comfortable. I bought several of these for some friends that were in the hospital or going in the hospital, and some were having chemotherapy. And when you have chemotherapy, as some of you may know, sometimes they get a little cold. And so this was just something nice and cozy to put around their shoulders. Let's try that. Do you want to lay down here? So I keep this packed in my suitcase as well. This also fits in a Ziploc. You'll have to tell me what you guys think about the Ziploc bags, or maybe some of you already do that. But it just helps a lot keeping things all together and free from some of the germs that may be lurking. Goes in there. Let's finish packing this one up, because I want you to see that everything fits rather nicely into my hospital bag. All right. Yeah, she looks pretty comfortable over here in her chair, Maisie, and Penny's already here. Okay. I put a blanket out for you to see. I love this blanket. In fact, I have a few. I don't always take a blanket with me to the hospital. Even though I can wash it, it is linen, muslin, and I can wash it well, but since I have my cozy shawl, I don't really need it. But if you wanted to, make sure you put it in your Ziploc bag. And then this fits in here as well too. Now, when I traveled out of town for work, I always had my blanket with me. The other thing I have, which I'm actually wearing some now, these are just shower shoes, but they're plastic. I love these. I have multiple pairs because you can just wash those. Usually at least once a week, I take all the ones that I've been wearing. I put them in a bucket, like a Home Depot or Lowe's bucket, fill it up with warm, sudsy water, a little bit of bleach, let them soak, and then I have a scrub brush specifically for the shoes, and that's all I use it for. But then these fit nicely in here as well, and they squish down. Now, this I've learned from years of being in the hospital or being with my husband. Again, he had cancer, and altogether he had a total of 1.5 years of chemotherapy within 3.5 years. It was usually 6 months at a time. Every other week he would be hit with chemotherapy. And sometimes the chemotherapy made him so sick that I actually thought we might lose him because of the chemotherapy, but obviously we didn't lose him from the chemotherapy, which was good. And so after our first hospital stay, I decided I'm going to have a bag packed for David. And so I packed a little suitcase, had it in the car or in the closet available. And after like probably his second or third round of chemo, the chemo started to affect his taste. And he loved his Diet Coke. So if it was in an aluminum can, that Diet Coke tasted horrendous to him. Now he could have it in a bottle. So he had a couple of favorite mugs. So I packed one of his mugs in his suitcase and 2 bottles of the Diet Coke in his suitcase as well. He also loved Oreo cookies. So I would keep a sleeve of Oreo cookies in a Ziploc in his suitcase as well. And that just gave him some peace of mind to see something familiar that he loved, and he knew he would at least enjoy that. I also packed his very favorite slippers. They had the little rubber part on the bottom. His feet were always cold, and that would keep his feet nice and toasty. So I learned to really make sure and pack some things that give us comfort and peace, especially going through everything that we did with David. So what I started doing, I have this in my suitcase for the hospital, just a nice little box of chocolates that I like to give the medical staff. They do so much for us. And every time I've been in the hospital or David's been in the hospital, those people were so marvelous, and they helped us so much that I just wanted to give them a little token of appreciation and a thank you. I also keep this packed in my suitcase as well. As I've told you before, cards are my love language. So I just have a few blank thank you cards that I just keep on hand. So then I can just leave a thank you card, thank you note for the staff. So I have a few of these. I like to give a couple to each, whether they're working the morning shift, the midnight shift, the afternoon. So that way everybody gets a thank you card, just telling them how much we appreciate them. Then I have a notebook and a pen that I keep in here, and I have an extra pencil, and that just goes in here. It's already in a bag, so it's all together. And then I just put these in my suitcase as well, and I am ready to go. And then I keep the emergency contact information and my current medication list. I keep that in a folder like this, and then I have this ready to go too. Now I usually, let's go ahead and close this up. I usually put this list on the outside of my suitcase so it's easy to get to. I don't have to open everything up, or my kids don't, whoever is taking me to the hospital. Or if I had to go by ambulance, I could say, grab my suitcase, it's in the hall closet, etc. And they can grab that. And then the information is all ready to go. So we're gonna close this up. And you can see how everything fits nicely in here. I still have extra room if I needed to. Just close this up. And then this is where I would put my paperwork in here. So I can just pull it right out. Easy peasy. And then I'm ready to go. Now, hopefully you'll never need an emergency suitcase, but if you do, it's packed, ready to go. You should have everything you need. And again, here's the other list that you can certainly print off. Again, they're free. They'll be listed below. And I hope you like them and I hope you'll use them. I just hope it gives you some peace of mind, because here at Retired Now What, I just want us to be prepared and have peace of mind for whatever life may throw at us. So again, thank you so much for joining us here for Penny and Maisie and myself, Melinda, at Retired Now What. And if you would be so kind, please give me a thumbs up and a like. And if you haven't subscribed and you found something useful here, if you would please consider subscribing. Subscribing really helps small channels like mine. Again, thanks for joining. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. The next video is going to be about once we get home, having our house all prepared for us when we get home. In the meantime, please take good care of yourselves. Stay really well. And I look forward to seeing you next. Oh, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you have in your hospital bag, or if there's anything I've forgotten. I'd appreciate the feedback. Again, thanks so much. Stay well.